And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out for a matinee of some Grace Christian baseball. Here you see the Warriors starting to make their way out onto the field. They are playing the Raiders of Northwest, and we'll have a little bit more information about them as we come along. Starting lineup's going to look very familiar to what it has the last couple of weeks. We'll get and see who's pitching for you real quick for the Warriors. That is number 7, so that's going to be Aiden Cook that is on the hill. That'll make some defensive changes just a little bit for us. The batting lineup is going to remain the same. Carson Courtright will lead off. Luke Johnson will bat second and play third base. Tremendous game that he had last night. Canyon Wright will find his normal position over at right first base. Cody Davis will be behind the plate. Seth Cook finds second base today, which means that Jack Powell is out in left field is where he will be. Maddox Adelise will bat 6th, play shortstop. Jack, we told you, will bat 7th and play left field. Micah Palmer will be the designated hitter. That puts Lane Barton in right field for the Warriors, and Aiden Cook will be on the hill. It'll be the first time, I think, that we've seen Aiden Cook throw this year. Coach Brown's told me a lot about him. We'll keep the orders as it was first names only for us for Northwest when they come around, but due up and leading things off is going to be Braden. Brought my glasses today, so at least ought to be able to see that, and it's daytime. That's going to help us as well. Yeah, we're just going to have to wing it as we go along because not much on the lineup that we received from Northwest today. They had a rough one against Peabody last night. We know that game was won by Peabody in that one, and so looking to get things going, this will be a young man named Braden that leads things off for Northwest. Again, first look at Aiden. Glad you could join us out here today. Still getting our cameras adjusted, but quick turnarounds make for this, and many thanks to our producer and setup and color analyst Chuck Perkins for all that he does. First delivery of the ball game. First pitch is at 11:04, and it's taken outside for ball 1. Warriors finishing up a weekend set that started with Ash back on Thursday night. That one is lifted out to center field and way back. Courtright on it, and it's going to have it right at the fence. So good work by Courtright. Good piece of hitting by Braden, but in the books that will go as a fly out to center field. On there again, just getting things set up here. Avery will stand in there to bat. Good piece of hitting. I mean, that one, had the wind been blowing out, that may have been off that wall or out of here, but just very still out here on this Saturday morning. That one lifted out to the outfield as well. Chasing over there, that's going to find what would have been the gap, but shuts down. And so back-to-back hard-hit balls. That one does get down for the first base hit of the game. So this Northwest team coming out hitting the ball off of Aiden. That one bounces down low, ball 1. Another one that's driven over there, that is going to be Johnson. Gets it over to Seth at second. A little bit of a bobble on the exchange, so not going to get the double play, but a good job of Luke to come up and grab that one and retire Avery at second base. Will score that one 6-4 on the putout. No error assigned to it. Can't assume the double play, and a fielder's choice by Aiden. That'll bring up Austin. we'll keep it here through the commercial breaks until we get all the way set up as well. So, but want to welcome everyone that's out. Warriors off to a 2-1 start. Of course, they open up with that win against Oberlin before losing to the Trojans on Thursday night. Pick up a big win against Leesville last night. Really got the small ball going and got things back around. That one lifted foul and chased down the right field line and out of play over the road for strike one. Again, no score in this one. Just underway, top of the first, but a runner at first for the Raiders. That one driven up the middle, should be handled there by Adelise, and does. High throw, nearly gets into the dugout. They're calling a dead ball and saying that it did not go into the dugout, but they grabbed it. And so that may send the runner back from third to second with 2 down. So if they grab it from there and don't let it go into the dugout, it's not a dead ball, but once one of their players touches it. Yeah, they sent the runner back from third to second, so it was not a dead ball, and it did not get the runner advanced. So runners at first and second, a good piece of hitting as the Jets are flying around out here doing a little bit of practice out at the air park. Well, you come out here and you can always see some activity going on. 2 down, runners at first and second. That one fouled straight back. So move that runner over. That one is there on the error. Warriors may be feeling the concerns of playing 3 games in 3 days. That one last night, or the both of them went pretty long into the night. Flashing in, working, and there's the play is on. The play is on, and they're going to get the runner who had looked like and look, third base coach is just absolutely disgusted. That's the old hidden ball trick. They fake the throw back to second base, and everybody dives around and runs out of there. Oh, you can't beat fun at the old ballpark. Picked off there to end it. That will bring Zach back up as we start the next inning. Leave it right here and just kind of get everybody adjusted to it. Yeah, the coach on third just beside himself because he saw that was going on. And I think we had the camera right in that area, too. We might have been able to catch that. But, Chuck, I think you're back with us now, are you?
I hope so. I'm presently in the back of the truck. Hands are on some of the technology that we have, and so hopefully I'm back with us now.
There you go. I think that we're on. All those of you that are watching,
there's that view. Okay.
We're glad to have you back here with us. Picked up a number of subscribers over the last month or so, and yeah, there's Angel. Yeah, Chuck, you did a good job of catching that one. Great work as I'm looking at the replay that is up there, too. Big welcome out to a lot of folks that join us here. Angel Kerrigan says, go Carson. We absolutely agree with that. Carson comes out and says hi to us before the game gets going on. So that's our Facebook friends that are viewing that one. We know that it's up and going there. Look, a quick turnaround from last night to this morning, and we're grateful for the work that Chuck does to make all of this happen.
Well, thank you, Doug. Something I enjoy doing. You know, stressing this is not like stressing something that you don't like. So you don't mind these stresses, but it is sometimes it's time consuming.
Look, I can tell you this. Look at the Jets up there too, Chuck, that are flying around doing their maneuvers. May not be able to get that, but we'll keep an eye on those. That's some pretty good training that's going on up there here at England Air Park. A lot of military maneuvers still go on where we're at. I bet you'll see them again. So a very eventful inning. Had a couple of hits. Had Carson chase one down near the wall in center field on a very good effort. And now this Northwest team will be here defensively, and we'll see what Carson is able to come up with. A little bit different. I brought my glasses today so I can see a good portion of it. Also have the what do they call that, the bucket hat? Because the last time we were out here on a Saturday, man, I got sunburned and it peeled for a week.
Ouch. And you were in a different spot, but the same sun.
Same sun. Carson Courtright leads things off, made a good play out in center field for the first out of the game. First offering up high, ball one. Again, this will wrap up our coverage of the Louisiana Prep Classic. It's been another great one. Was hosted at Ash. They've got a full slate of games at Ash today as well. That one misses up high. Ash and Grace host this one. Menard was going to be involved in it, but Menard picked up a weekend set with St. Louis Catholic. Speaking of Menard, their Lady Eagles will play Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock, I believe, or Thursday evening at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
In their championship. That one lifts up high. LHSAA doesn't allow video coverage of that one, so we won't follow that.
Yeah, they host that down at the University Center in Hammond, Louisiana, so they should have all of their ducks in place for you to watch it off of another network.
3-0 count, misses to Courtright. He just drops the bat back down behind him, and he reaches the good and the bad with that leadoff hitter. And walking there, the Jets come back into play. Jets, Jets. Luke Johnson, third baseman. He was part of that big play. And you'll see the highlight. Unable to get it cut up last night, but we'll get it posted today. That was one of the better double plays that you'll see. That was the third to first and back. Got to believe that Carson on this beautiful morning for baseball will be off and running here early into the count. Luke, we see against the lefty now, has turned around and will bat from the right side. Again, we talked about the difference of a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed pitcher as Luke squares around looking to bunt, but I think that was more just to measure up the pitcher. You go in first move because you don't have an indicator of front foot or back foot with it. So when he lifts that leg, because if you wait too long to see if he's delivering home, well, you've lost a full second or more off of that. So you're going. When you make your mind up, you got to go, and that indeed is Carson. He's going to beat it down to second base and slide. I'm going to give up on looking at that scoreboard up there for a count, that's for sure.
Well, we're down to one camera, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know what we're down to right now, Doug.
All right. The sun beams down and it wreaks havoc on what we're doing, but you'll have at least the audio of it, although that might not be the best part of this, is the audio. Which one did we lose?
The picture cam.
Okay.
And the follow cam is just acting squirrely as all get out.
We're going to try to keep this one to you as best we can today. Coming set for the Raiders and delivering now. Luke fouls that one back and has 2 strikes on him.
1 ball, 2 strikes?
I believe so. Courtright, the runner at second base after the stolen base. Anything on the ground of the outfield will get Courtright in. He'll be off and running. No outs, but still will get out there and battle. Runs the bases as well as anybody we've seen in a while. That one lifted out to where we're at, Chuck. May drop. Yep, hits into no man's land, and Courtright is going to be off and going, and that play comes back into the pitcher. Runners will be at first and third. Base hit for Luke Johnson. That'll bring Canyon Wright to the hill. Had the home run in the first game, but has been quiet since then with the long ball. Dry air like it is today, the ball tends to fly out of here. No breeze to speak of, but it usually does jump out in the daytime because there's not that humidity that's holding it down this time of year. Left-hander looks in and delivers, and off and running is Luke. Again, first move going, and that's a stolen base. The runners at second and third ahead of Wright. Sometimes you don't like to do that because then they pitch around Canyon, but I don't buy into that philosophy because if you're going to walk to an empty base and load them up, why wouldn't you do it otherwise? Here's the delivery into Wright. Takes that one across the numbers for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to the sophomore Warrior first baseman.
Afraid that heat is getting to our equipment.
Already.
Sun is just beaming down on us out here. So.
Yes. That one misses up high, 2 balls and a strike. So if that does knock us off, we apologize for that. This heat is brutal out here. The sun actually does more than the heat does. It could be 50 degrees, but that sun shining down on it really affects it. And where we're at here in the outfield, don't have the ability to set up the tent to cover it.
Yep, completely exposed.
Have to get us one of them umbrellas.
Umbrella. Hey.
3 balls and a strike to Canyon.
I'm going to leave it with you for a moment.
All right. That one driven towards second base. The only out is over to first, and that's going to get Courtright in with the game's first run. Warriors strike first, pick up a run. Quick throw over to third just to check things out. That one misses up high in there. Cody Davis stands in, looking to add to this lead. The Warriors have pushed one across already. That's Carson Courtright, who led off with the walk. Luke's behind him 90 feet away at third base. And the Warriors catcher stands in looking to add more to it. That bounces around behind him up in the air. I don't think Luke was looking at it as Luke stays right there at third base. Back to action again. We set things up. Davis, bottom of the first, 1-0 Warriors. That one top half of the strike zone for the strike. That one misses up high and not certain of the count and we'll get that runner cleared off of there for you. Pay no attention to the count that is up there. The runners are there. That one fouled back. Do have our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard operating. It's not the scoreboard that's having the engine trouble. It's me. Full count, we believe, to Cody, and that one misses up high, and he's going to make his way down to first base. And that'll bring a visit to the mound to check things out and see what's going on ahead of Seth Cook and his first at-bat. 1-0 Warriors lead this one, bottom of the first against the Raiders from Northwest. Made a little tent over here for the computer. I see Chuck is done. Yeah, that sun is coming right down on the electronics. Officials will break that up. We'll be back to action here. Seth Cook, second baseman for the Warriors today. Runners at first and third. Again, the left-handed pitcher. Davis will be off and looking, just the one down this inning. Sliding in safely there at second is Cody. So 2 runners now in scoring position. Seth Cook, a base hit to the outfield, should score a couple of them. It's already 1-0 Warriors. They've put 1 across in the bottom of the first. That one ground over to the coaches, getting out of the way. Scrambling going on over there, and now getting it back in. Wonder if that was the old knuckleball that came back in. That one taken low by Cook. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one misses up high. 2 balls now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chuck getting updates on his phone for scores. That was good. Sulphur beat Pineville. That's all we got out of that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Runners at second and third. And Seth swings through that one. Strikes out swinging. And that'll bring shortstop for the Warriors, Maddox Adelise. Adelise will come to the plate. Good piece of pitching thus far. That one delivered in there for strike 1. Turn that back over to Chuck now. A little bit of a breeze is coming. That helps to break this heat up just a little bit. Don't know how much of the book we will keep today.
Yeah, that book's going to move around on you, I'm afraid.
Yep, we'll get updates as we go, or I'll do best. So Chuck put a challenge on me last night. He said, see, I just thought you knew what you're talking about, but you have that book. I said, well, I don't need that book. I like that book. That one's lifted to right field, fouled over outside behind the visitors' dugout. And we'll do the 2-strike offering once again to Adelise. Misses inside. Maddox does a good job watching that one. Maddox had a good day yesterday. Came in and threw the ball well also. Saw him pitch those last couple of innings. That one lifted up, shortstop drifting back and is going to camp out under it. And that one goes off of the glove. Throw comes in home. 2 runs will come around to score. And it is 3-0 Warriors. Early on in this one, Adelise will get credited for the error. He reaches on the error, so no RBIs on that one. Jack Powell stands in there. He's moved to right field this afternoon. Tonight, I say. Hope we're not here tonight. Huh?
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, amen.
First time that we've seen Jack over in the outfield, but know that he is another one of those great utility guys for the Warriors here. That one goes all the way back to the fence, and Adelise not off and going. As a base runner that's on second base, you got to see where that ball is going, and you've got to be off and going as soon as you see it going behind the batter. That's your aim is back there. You got to be off and taking third base on that one. That one is right in front of where you're at, and that's what's getting a good read on the ball is all about, is knowing where it's going to end up. That one's a dead ball, and it hits Jack. So runners at first and second. Adelise at second base. Jack Powell at first. And that will bring Micah Palmer to the plate. Jack hit by pitch. Micah Palmer, designated hitter. He's batting for Lane Barton. Barton plays right field early on for the Warriors. Two outs, and Palmer squaring around to bunt, but expect him to pull that back and slash, we've got to believe. And he does. Pulls that one back, and that gets the runners off and going on a straight double steal. So give Adelise the stolen base, give Powell the stolen base. And Palmer's down 0-1. 3 runs across here in the bottom of the first thus far. 2 down for the Warriors and a couple of runners on. Palmer, who swung the bat pretty well this early season, swings right through that offering. Up high, probably should have thought about letting that one go, but now he stands in there 0-2. Looking around, not as much activity out at the ballpark today. Certainly not the crowd that we have seen in the first couple of games. Students haven't made it out for this one.
Sleeping in on Saturday, watching those Saturday morning cartoons.
Perhaps. That one is ground up the middle. Shortstop's going to bobble it. Still has an opportunity, but Palmer's going to beat that one down the line. And that will get 1 run in. Another error by the defense of Northwest. Adelise comes around to score. Powell will get in there, and that's the 4th Warrior run. And now the 9th man coming to bat in the form of pitcher Aiden Cook. Northwest hit a couple of balls hard off of Aiden in the first inning, but we're able to get out of that unscathed. And now Cook getting on base is we're just 1 batter away from flipping this lineup over if he can reach. Coach Brown coming out, not sure what this discussion is going to be about. Looks like something going on over at first base with Palmer, and they're out checking out to see. Looks like he may have injured something when he's going down the line towards first base. So Coach Brown out looking at him, seeing what's happening, and they're going to get him just to run down the line a little bit and see how he is running on it. Seems to be okay. Doesn't look really like he's going full speed on it as we check him out. Those injuries and those workings we don't mind showing. It's the ones where they're on the field and they're not getting up. That's what we steer away from. But there you see. And there's a difference. These baseball players, they stand in there. You don't have to come out because there's not a timeout. You know, basketball, if you come out and check on somebody, or football, if you do, they've got to come out of play. But in baseball, they go over, check them out, and get them back in. All is right, and we're set to go back. Big congratulations out to LCU. Their men's and women's basketball team win and advance and will play in today's semifinals out at the Red River Athletic Conference. Off and running. So showing no wears on that leg there as Micah Palmer picks up the stolen base and hustles in. That's 5 stolen bases for the Warriors this inning. I did look in the book for that one, Chuck.
Nice.
Swung through and missed. Now 0-2 to Cook, quickly behind in the count.
We did get our pitching camera back up and going.
Did we? There you go.
Yes,
I knew we would.
Had to be heat on that.
On the board itself, yeah. Got to find a way to get a tent out here. I don't know. Working on a camper shell cover box for this truck, too.
Yeah. Have to have a little air conditioning built into it.
Swung through and missed there, and that will retire the side for the Warriors, but not before they bat through the order. They pick up 4 runs, leave a couple of men on base, but I know Coach Brown will take that one, and they pick up the 4-0 lead after 1. Due up 6, 7, and 8 for the Raiders when we come back top of the second.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
And we are back here, England Air Park. Beautiful, beautiful Saturday. This is a couple of Saturdays in a row that we've been to the ballpark. And really, contrary to what my wife says, wouldn't want to be anywhere else on a Saturday afternoon.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
That one swung through and missed. Aiden Cook back out for his second inning of work, gave up the one base hit, and that was it. No runs. Stranded a couple of runners for Northwest. That one right down the pipe, and Aiden Cook. Now, quickly, he's another one of those that works very similar to Seth. Cody will get that ball back to him very quick. Catchers sometimes piddle around back there, whatever they do, but they're quickly getting that back to the pitcher and running on Aiden's tempo, not on the batter's tempo. You better be ready to stand in the box against this young man.
Too bad they don't have a delay of game call.
Oh, you stand out the box, they'll get you. That one misses up high.
But like add a count or something, you know.
Right.
That would be nice.
I have seen before that they'll allow the pitcher swung through that strikeout. They'll let the pitcher go ahead and pitch if the batter's not up there yet. When he's deemed that there's a fair amount of time, they'll let him stand in there and pitch.
And behoove you to hit a strike.
Yeah, you don't want to go up there and walk the kid when he's not up at bat. That's for sure. That one off the glove of Davis and skips back to the backstop. Another ball comes in. Second teams, I saw another bus come out here, so that would be the 1:30 or 1 o'clock game getting ready to make their way out here.
The only thing I love the gear that I have, but
the only thing you love?
No, the only thing about, because I love the gear that I have, but the only thing about it, the sun beaming down on a black shirt.
And they're going to check that too. That's a good looking hack. Yeah, they're calling it the strike. So second strike there. You'd rather the ump give the fist sign, though, instead of just nodding his head. But
absolutely.
And strike three looking on the outer half, and Aiden pumping the fastball into the zone, looking really good. 8-hole hitting Owen will stand in there. And Coach Brown told me about this young man, Aiden Cook, and his throwing. Going to rely a lot of innings on this young man. Two strikeouts, both have come in this inning. That one there for the strike. Defense a little bit different this morning. Luke at third base, Adelise at short where they normally are, but Seth Cook is at second base as Jack Powell has moved into the outfield with Aiden Cook on the hill. Canyon stays in center or at first base. The outfield for the Warriors, Barton in left field. Center field is Courtright, and in right field, as we told you, was the aforementioned Jack Powell. So just a couple of minor tweaks to that outfield and infield. That one misses up and away. Yeah, I don't know. We had to choose between the white shirt and the black shirt, and, well, you ended up somehow with the black one.
Yeah, I figured it was my size.
That one missed in size.
3-0? 3
Yes.
Yeah.
Batter standing a good ways off of the plate, too. That one misses inside, and it's ball 4. So back-to-back strikeouts, and I give a little love to Aiden Cook, and he turns around with a 4-pitch walk. Told you before, I'm not good at a lot of things, but I can certainly jinx someone.
Jinx, wasn't that the cartoon cat on one of the Saturday morning cartoons?
I think it was.
Yes, Jinx the cat, matter of fact. They were the ones that were shouting that yesterday.
Swung through there, shouting what?
Gatorade H2O. Yesterday's game, matter of fact.
Huh.
No. What day were we on? Thursday. Might have been yesterday. Who knows?
Getting lost in it. That one lifted out to center field, and that's what, Chuck? It's a can of corn to Carson Courtright.
Yes, indeed. Got that story yesterday. Thank you, Doug.
You didn't get it with all the animation that I gave behind it. Didn't get on the camera, but that's all right. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on after an inning and a half. The Warriors lead it 4-0. Due up for Grace Christian. It's the top again. It's Courtright, Luke Johnson, Canyon Wright when we come back.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back to the bottom of the second we go. 4-0. Warriors lead this one, due up for their second at bat for the entire order as they bat all 9 across in the first. 4 runs for the Warriors, 2 men left on base, 3 outs. That's 9 total. And Carson Courtright, who walked on 4 straight, his first at bat, stands in there. Defense playing back. In shortstop and second base on the grass. Infielders first and third, a little behind, and swing and a miss from Courtright. And that's what we talked about the last couple of nights. These batters jumping on that first pitch fastball, because generally that's been about the best pitch that they'll see in their at-bats. Timeout on the field, not sure what that's about, but the Warriors coaches called that timeout, and now we're back and ready to play. driving through Pineville down Edgewood, you know where that new roundabout is, go by and check out the new landscaping that's on there. Folks at
DG?
City of Pineville went in there and did some work and got that landscaped up and looking nice, so it's not just an empty barren spot anymore.
Nice, nice. With that red brick, I'm sure it looks really nice because that's just a pretty contrast colors.
That one smoked out to shortstop, bobbled again. Courtwright hustling down the line. It's going to bounce and it's going to get over the fence, and Courtwright will be awarded second base. So Courtwright will reach on the error. Calls time to get some of that gear off of him. And Luke Johnson will come to the plate.
And he's met right around the shortstop area by one of the helpers from the Warriors baseball team.
It's a future Warrior player there.
Yeah.
Get him in the program young.
Might as well. Already got a little camera time.
Right. Luke Johnson set to hit. Luke had a single stolen base and scored a run back in the first. Facing a left-handed pitcher for the second time this weekend. Actually, it's the third pitcher because there was one brought in by Leesville yesterday that was a left-handed pitcher. So facing lefties this year at a more increased pace. Only one able to turn around and hit from either side is Luke Johnson. He's doing it now from the right side. That one goes around the hands, and it's going to be in there for the strike. Well, what a difference this ballpark takes on when the daytime sun is shining and it's not nighttime. You can really see around here at the beauty that is England Air Park.
Yes, you can. Yes. It's
Johnson up the middle, right to the pitcher, throws over to first, and Courtwright not going anywhere. Yeah, you see the golf course to our left through the trees, whatever that is behind us. And then off to the right. They have a lot of great things. Of course,
the airplane's right over there, too.
Yep. Canyon right stands in, ready to go. Johnson not happy with that at-bat, grounding back to the pitcher. You can tell that. Canyon thinks about it, but does not turn loose on that one.
Did he come around with it? No.
No, checks. He did hold up his swing, so it's in there for a ball. That one, though, right inside.
Hugging him.
Canyon looks for one out over the plate and up where he can get those arms extended and really get after one. That one just a little too tight. Don't think he can't turn on it. But if you got a 1-0 count, you're looking selectively for your pitch. That's not it. That's up high, 2 balls and a strike. Got their new, their event center that is out here as well. If you've not been inside there, go check that out. Great work. Executive Director Hennessy of the England Authority, newly elected to that position. That misses up high, and Courtwright off to third. It's going to be close, and he's gunned out at third base. And the ump rings him up twice. Coach Brown out there discussing that he didn't see it, and the official saying, I don't know. That he's telling the official, I don't think you could see it from this side of it. Official's letting him know, I saw what I saw. And Courtwright is out on strikes, and there's nothing you can do about it, too. He's not going to change it. There's no video replay, and the home plate umpire is not going to go out there and overrule that. He'll only see something that's a slide or a pulling off the bag. Brown's still going to go out there and discuss it with him, but I think it's an exercise in futility here.
Well, nothing else. If he's got his Fitbit watch on, he's getting his steps in.
But if you're going to exercise, it might as well be in futility, right?
Right.
Coach Brown will go out there and you see have a little conversation with home plate. But to no avail, as he quickly told him, he said, Coach, that's his call. So Courtwright out, caught stealing going to third, and that's the second out of the inning. Great Harry Carey used to say after a runner gets thrown out stealing and the next man homered up, he'd let you know about it.
Absolutely. At 2-2 then?
Yes. Got to meet Harry Carey back out in Arizona one
Did
time.
you?
Great longtime Cubs announcer. Brought back the 7th inning stretch singing. There you go, way back, and it is gone.
And you called
channeling our inner Harry Carey right there. You get a man picked off, and the next man up hits it out of the park. So in honor of the great one, holy cow.
Yes.
I know my buddy Jeff will appreciate that highlight when it comes up, long-time Cub fan. But Canyon Wright delivers his 2nd home run of the season and smoked that over the higher wall out in left field where the state championship and runner-up, I guess, banners or signs are. Canyon Wright, home run number 2. How about that?
Right over that part, huh?
That's it. Well, you hang around this old game long enough, you're going to pick up some things and be able to, what is about the hog and the acorn every now and then? You actually say something and you see it come true. Cody Davis stands in. He scored a run earlier.
I will say this, too, with him throwing us the shades, that was kind of him throwing some shades back on them.
Right.
Swung on that one, missed.
5-0 now following that home run from Canyon Wright. And look, he just turned and pulled that as down the line as you can. Chuck, do you have the replay?
Yeah, here we go.
Right, I don't want to hit that. It'll be replayed tonight after we post that highlight for it.
Actually not far from making instant replaying.
That one lifted up infield, shading his eyes as a shortstop. That's a difficult play and made very well out there. Takes the cap off to shade his eyes. Normally you see a fielder do that with a glove, but needless to say, very effective because that one did stay in. For the Warriors, a couple of hits, just the 1 run. That was the home run by Canyon Wright. Nobody left on base. And after 2 complete, the Warriors lead at 5-0 coming up top of the 3rd for Northwest right after this.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a Warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
I got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
And we are back ready for the top of the 3rd here at Grace Christian, getting everything set up. Look, I found, so last Saturday, if you saw, I had the little beanie sock cap type thing over my ears and had the the headset on over that. This Saturday, I've got the hoodie. Yes, this Saturday I've got the bucket hat on here, and it. There's no way to have it any other way than I have it, which is with the headset on top of my ears. And so I'm really not ready for any camera time out here, but I thank the folks at Bank of Montgomery for supplying this hat.
We can give you some camera time real quick.
No, we don't need that.
Well,
We're
you're
focused.
Gonna get some in just a little
it's
bit
about
after
the
this game
kids.
anyway.
It's about the kids. Yes, we will, but that's going to be a tough one, as we'll have our inaugural edition of the Warrior Wrap-Up Show, Warrior Roundup Show. Warrior Wrap-Up Show, I think is what it is. That what we said?
Yep.
Yeah, there you have it.
And what time is that going on?
Shortly after this, I would think, so we can wrap that up. You believe?
Roundup. Warrior
Right.
Roundup. That's what it is. Warrior
That one
Roundup.
fouled straight back, and that's why we don't have our camera back there, Chuck. You see that ball that got stuck in the padding back there?
Whose idea was that?
Right? That would have not one day's worth, and our camera would have been, my iPhone would have been ruined.
You'd been Hulkanized. Smash.
Although I do have my camera in the Hollylands all charged up. They'll be ready to go when we get back in action.
Hey, we can use that during your Warrior Roundup today.
We can, but they're on the charge at my house. So that one lifted out to shortstop. Adelise camps under it and drops it. The Sun got him right at the very end, and that'll put that runner on board on an error. And look, I'm telling you, you see Adelise pointing up to the Sun, just brutal, and you know it's there because just as he feels the ball is coming, he loses it in the Sun, and he knows it's right by his glove and has got to duck down out of the way. But and I'll tell you the technique, which is why I was questioning you saw the shortstop for Northwest on the last series lift his cap up to cover it. So the idea behind your glove is you fold it over, close it like you have it, and you use it to block the sun with, and that's where it's up there, and then you follow the ball around and just go and grab it. And that's ideally how you block that sun out with it because your main focus is still that glove.
Yeah, and ideally that's where you want to catch a fly ball that's up there over your head like that.
But that one just, that sun, we've seen most of the games here at Grace Christian are evening games, and that sun really tattoos the first baseman. That one lined out to Luke. Luke's got an opportunity for a double play, diving back in. That one is thrown away, and that young man would be best served to stay at first, and he does. So we've got a couple of highlights to clean up. We'll have the play tonight that we'll put out there. Coach Brown doesn't like me posting that play, but he's been doing it for 20 years. Everyone knows about the play, yet you still get caught with it several times a year.
The play.
Lifted again. Adelaide's going to have another shot at it. Comfortably goes out there. The difference with this one, though, it wasn't right in that infield grass area. He chases down with it, and he's still talking with Court right there a little bit, and that dadgum sun, I can imagine, is what he said.
Yeah. I'm sure he was a lot more comfortable with that one and the way, like you said, position. He had his position.
He fields shortstop so well. Swung through that one and missed. Good offering by Cook to get the batter swinging at a high fastball.
Yeah, except for that first inning for the Northwest here. They have not been real successful.
That one lifted out to left field, going to drop down in front of Powell, and he's not able to get it. Quickly a throw will come in, not going to be there, and runners are now at second and third, and just not really aggressively coming to get it in left was Powell. Got to come up running and get that one. 5-0 Warriors lead this one. Look, though, I'm going to tell you, ball hit on a line straight at the outfielders is probably one of the hardest balls to get. Your judgment on it coming straight at you is difficult. And the last thing you want to do is dive at one and let it go by you to the fence, because then everybody's seen that outfield run where the outfielder turns and runs and has to go back to the fence and get it. That one bounces around. Runner again stays at third. So runners at second and third for the Raiders, the Northwest Raiders. I don't know if I understand that unless it's a 2-0 count, and that's what that one fouled back. I'm standing here beside myself. I don't. Maybe I mean I've just got to figure. I got to figure that out.
Maybe so. It might be just a neat chant. Might not have any.
Oh, it's got
rhyme or
meaning.
reason.
It always has meaning. I don't know that there's any. Now, most are very trivial, but they all have a little bit of hidden meaning to them, similar to my buddy's dad jokes. They've always got some sort of substance to them. That doesn't make them. Here's a delivery. Swung through that one and missed, and now a 2-strike count. Cook's got an opportunity. That high fastball has been effective for him as his strikeout pitch. When he's able to elevate it, get it around the hands, it looks good to that batter. But by the time they get their hands lifted to catch it, Powell's already blown it by him, so we'll see. That's that high fastball, and it was a nifty one, too, and should have been strike 3. Got to believe he'll come back with it. You get him to chase up higher as high as you can and still touch the strike zone. See if Aiden comes right back with the high heater. Does, and it's delivered out. Now that's going to get in the gap. 1 run is in. Another run comes around to score, and that's a 2-run double. 5-2, and they're pumped up over there on the Raiders sideline. Sometimes you just you hit them where they ain't, and that was one of those.
Absolutely you do. It's the only way you're going to get ahead, hit them where they ain't.
Well, it just goes to show you, too, the difference. That pitch was probably 2-3 inches too high, the prior pitch, the prior offering. Had it been called a strike, this wouldn't have happened. The 2 runs wouldn't have been there, but
had to bring it down.
There's some other story about ifs and such as that.
Skiffs?
Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, second base is the lone runner. That is Austin, the cleanup hitter. He's reached on an error his first, and then that big double. That one bounces, and that's going to send Austin down. But Cody's going to have a shot at him. Big-time throw down there. Bounces around, so I think he put a little too much on it, and it bounced in there to Luke. And the base runner was already there. But that just goes to show you, you better be moving on one that gets to the backstop, because Cody had to go chase it back down, get up, double clutch, and chunk it, and it was still a bang-bang play over at third.
2-0 count.
Leaving that fastball up high, and that's uncharacteristic of Powell. But his last 2 or 3 have been up high, including that one that was hit for the double. Misses on 4 straight. And a lot of times you just get out of your psyche just a little bit off of a hit like that. You thought you probably had the pitch prior to that one. But baseball's got to be a game of having a short memory.
No wonder you love it.
Short memories and long homestands. That explains baseball. Powell set in with runners at first and third. Kind of a chasing swing, and it chases the visitors down in that dugout as that ball went right into the first base dugout. Top of the third, we play 5-2 now in this one. Warriors bats doing pretty well, but gave up a couple here. And that ball on the pickoff will bring in run number 3 of the game. 3 runs given up by the Warriors here in the top of the third, and that really got to hone in the focus just a little bit more.
Yeah, they can't afford to just keep giving those things up like that.
And again, a game of inches. You go back to that 2-strike pitch. It was called a ball, and the next one was doubled off the wall, and here we are 3 runs later. That one's in there. Oh,
0-2.
Should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0-2 to the Raiders batter. Just and there's some points that you wonder doing a little too much on it. Powell stands in there from the stretch and delivers the 1-2. Swung on and missed. That's strike 3. That'll be the 4th strikeout recorded by Powell today. And that'll do it, but not before the Raiders pick up 3 runs in the top of the 3rd after 3.5. Correction, after 2.5. Warriors still leading 5-3. Due up. We'll see what they've got when we come back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back for the bottom of the 3rd, following the retirement of Cody Davis in the bottom of the 2nd, leading off Seth Cook. Seth will lead things off here. For the Warriors, trying to get some of those runs back. Led it 5-0, and then a 3-run inning by the Raiders. Seth sees that as ball 1.
I saw it as ball 1 as well.
Did you? How about that? 1-0 count from the lefty, now delivered. And that is up high. Warriors scored 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd. And now looking to get things going here. Wonder if we'll see a little of that small ball tonight that we saw against Leesville last night.
Don't know. That would be interesting.
2 balls and a strike now to Seth Cook. Not to be confused with Aiden Cook, who is pitching tonight, this afternoon, whatever it was, started this morning.
Yeah, and we are just after noon.
3-1 count following that high fastball. See, I just looked up in the sky, knew that it was daylight savings, saw where it was off, and I knew it was noon.
Mm-hmm. We'll go with that.
Right? You got to try something. That one lifted out into center field, but right there. And that one is caught for the first out. That is Owen out in center field that pulls that one in again. We don't have last names. Didn't come through on here. First out, Maddox Adelise will stand in there. Reached on an error, had a stolen base, and came around to score back in the 1st.
Warriors still holding on to a 6-3 lead, though.
5-3.
5-3.
5-3. The 4 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd.
Must have double tapped the plus at some point.
That in there for the strike. You just got a little thrown off when we channeled the Harry Carey, the great Cubs broadcaster.
Yeah, that's what threw
that
me
one
off.
misses up high.
That's when I got thrown off.
Yeah, that's when it was. Oh, you meant in general, or?
I'm
not. I'm not
why
going
define
there
it any further.
That one lifted to right field, coming up, and it
Oh.
pops out of the glove, and that's going to be Adelise reaching on error number 2. He had one pop out of the glove his last at-bat, and unfortunately, that one's not a son-related issue.
Is his first name Jack Adelise?
No, Maddox.
Okay.
Jack Powell
Okay.
is coming to bat now, but Maddox Adelise.
Well, Maddox and his magic beans, his jumping beans, because they jumped out of the glove.
It did jump out of the glove right there.
I was looking for Jack.
Came around to score in the first, did Maddox, following reaching on the area. He's there now. Good speed to him. And so I guess that was a return because he had one of them that popped out of his glove when he was at center field. Jack squaring around, but may very well pull back and slash, trying to draw the infield in. And he does, but it just tries to give a little bit of a cushion. And look, I'm telling you, pretty good arm by that catcher back there. Stolen base to Adelise. That's his second of the afternoon.
I believe he called that a strike, didn't he? On the pitch?
Yes. Yeah, nothing in one is what I have. You're enjoying this day wherever you're at. You got the ballpark here with us today, and you went back and watched this one later, which a lot of our fans are doing. They'll fans, Warrior fans. I don't mean our fans by any means.
Could use a fan out here right now.
Right, as opposed to all this hot air. Austin, the left. That just wasn't even nice, was it? That is Avery that's on the mound for, again, no last names and no identifications, but I do see this. I brought my glasses today, so I can actually see mostly what's going on. Again, you'll notice it doesn't make the play-by-play much better because I can actually see, but that one is up.
Evens up the count, I believe. Yep.
Jack was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, had a stolen base, was stranded on base. That one gets him again. Just a reminder, it wasn't saying that's what he needed. It was just a reminder of what had happened.
You see what happened was.
Jack Powell reaches for the second consecutive at-bat on a hit by pitch. And Micah Palmer will stand in there. Micah reached on one of those errors by Northwest earlier. Micah, the designated hitter, stole a base and was stranded as one of the two runners left on base in the first inning. Only one out here in this inning. 6, 7, 8, 9 proving to be pretty solid again for the Warriors. We have one run scored out of them, a couple of those stolen bases, and so they're making their way.
Throw out here to the center field, or trying to throw it to second, and smooth overthrew the second baseman.
See, that's where I had – well, I'm going to get in trouble if I explain why I don't think that play should work, but it always does. I will explain it for sake of getting myself in a bind. But so when the ball is thrown from the pitcher to second base on a feigned pickoff attempt, and everybody runs back to the fence, well, the ball never makes it to the fence on a pass on a throw that is back to second base. It usually ends up with the center fielder coming up and retrieving it. But it sure, that's why it makes it. That's why it makes it even more crazy that it works year in and year out for these Warriors.
Yes, and you can Google it and it's just a play, you know.
Indeed, it is. And look, that's what makes you know, we have some opposing coaches that watch these games and they just get so aggravated. Well, if it works, it works. That one drops down. That's going to be a base hit, and that will keep the runners just one base advancing. And Micah Palmer continues to impress, swinging the bat, I believe, just an 8th grader. These Warriors are young and going to be around for a while. Aiden Cook will try to help himself and get back some of those runs that he gave up. But 6, 7, and 8 have all reached base here, and they did it in the – so 6, 7, 8, 9, short of 9. Now 6, 7, 8 reached base in the first and in the third, and that's that production in the bottom part of the lineup that you've got to have.
And you've talked about that on multiple games. So, I mean, it's been a fluid thing with these Grace Warriors.
Well, folks just don't realize how important it is. That one skied up by – that's an infield fly. So the batter's out no matter what the result of it is. Infield fly is one that's on the infield, of course, with runners runners out there. So it allows you not to just drop it and get the double play out of the deal. But that'll bring Carson Courtright up. Carson is, to say the least, to do here. You'd like to see him come around and really get a hold of one.
Or at least bat around, you know, station to station would be nice. Good
yeah, just something down in the outfield grass is what we need. Here's a delivery from Avery. That one misses up high. Warm evening, afternoon, whatever this is. It's been a long stretch of baseball. Chuck, how many games have we done between soccer, baseball, softball, and basketball this week?
All of them.
All, yeah. Well, there you have that.
See,
going back there, so 1, 2,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe?
Including today.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 games in 6 days. And didn't do a game on Wednesday.
Or Sunday since we rest.
That one in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. We are Central Louisiana's leader in covering high school sports. We certainly look spurring off in the greatest form of we're seeing a lot of pop-up live and interviews and things like that, and that is just so great to see. It is my wish, that one misses up high, that every single school and every single sport gets covered.
You know, an interesting thing about the word leader is, like in fishing, that's that first part right after the hook, so it's like the most important part so you don't break the line. And so we're kind of like that most important part for Central Louisiana sports.
Well, and look, again, I hope every player, every sport, every school gets coverage.
And
on there. And we can't go do it all by any means.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be braggadocious or anything. It's just comparing words, and you start thinking about what those words mean, and we take to heart that meaning. We want to produce the best
professionalism,
yes.
And we're excited that the folks, as long as folks continue to want us out here, look at that.
Woo.
And that was
he was putting the brakes on, wasn't
he? That was an interesting play that saw Maddox Adelise crushing down the line. He was off and running, and goodness, had Carson been swinging, that could have been trouble. Needless to say, it is an RBI. That's 3 RBIs via the walk in the last 2 games for Carson Courtright.
And the non-stat acronym is the RWI.
Run, I guess so.
Run walked in.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
That's so hard to say.
I don't think that's a thing. That one misses up high. Was that raining or this mysterious liquid substance coming out of my arms and legs and such?
We are under the power line where the birds sit.
Oh, that could have been it.
Well, it looks like it might be it for this pitcher. For the Northwest pitcher. Coach is just having words with him right now. And somebody is throwing in a red flag over there from the visitor side.
Yeah, that's coming in for the catcher to get him cooled down. That's the thing. You know, that catcher's gear in this long innings He was just sitting in there back there, and that's the ones that you really have to watch out for are those catchers, because not only are they're out in it as well, but they've got all of that gear on, and it's a hot, long inning.
Insulation. And one thing about the design here at Grace is you got the press box behind it, and since what part of the hemisphere we're in, there's actually a natural shade that comes off of that side of it. I don't know if it quite gets out there, but
Fouled back over the aforementioned press box.
should have brought me a towel out here to wipe my forehead. Sweat running in my eyeball.
Avery set to deliver this one at Johnson with the bases loaded, and it's popped up to shortstop. Shading it this time with the hat again, and Luke's going to really be aggravated with those couple of at-bats that he has popped up on, but that will retire. The side Warriors do pick up one run. Maddox Adelise came around to score. That's his second run of the game, but that'll do it for the Warriors.
Pick up two, don't they?
In the bottom half of the third. No, just the one.
I must be double tapping the plus up here.
Yeah, 6-3. We'll be back right after this.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Back to the ballpark. I am Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins, bringing you Grace Christian Baseball, where we will be all season long. They lead this one 6-3, going to the top of the fourth. Just a very slow, lethargic, non-energetic game. You know, 3 days. Look, there's our man Carson again with a little wave to us.
Hang on.
We'll have to get him back. Now we're set with him.
There we go.
And having to make sure that the see, he turns around and waves to us. Now he can.
No, look at there. We're getting some love. Love it.
So some love going all over the country. A lot of folks tune in there.
I don't think that was towards us. That was probably towards his viewing audience.
I believe it was. Never, you know, one thing they told me about Courtwright is that he was just shy.
What?
He's an introvert. That's what we'll go with.
Yeah.
You get your run. One of the 3 runs you got back, but you want to come in there and clean this inning up.
Maybe at the family reunions he's an introvert, but out here on the baseball field, I haven't seen that. Because he's always in the outfield, not on the infield.
I apologize in advance for anything Chuck may say in the future years that we do this. Swung on and missed there. Count fills up, and now Cook with an opportunity to add to a strikeout total. That one ground over to shortstop. Adelise has it along with a glove of dirt. Makes the throw. Canyon stretches and out at first. Beautiful work on that out.
And that outing. How about that?
Adelise, the sophomore, really has a ton of potential to blossom into one of the future stars here. You know, you look at the wall outside, and it lists all the number of Warrior players that have come through and signed to play college baseball. That's going to be Johnson. And look, the left side of that infield today it's been money. When it gets over there, it's hard pressed to get the ball past Adelise and Luke Johnson. You know, you go back to that early one that Adelise dropped where the sun got right on him. That was a tough one. But when it's a ground ball, these two on that side are as solid as you'll find. That one just drops into the outfield right in front of Powell. And you just almost wonder if Powell's playing a little too deep on those, because 2 or 3 of them have dropped right in front of him. You almost take your chance on one getting over your head rather than coming up and being short on a couple of them.
Yeah. And, I mean, not knowing what the coaches have watched and have him position-wise.
Oh, look, they study that as much as anybody does. Don't get me wrong. However,
yeah,
the ball's certainly not flying as well, and these hitters are not putting as much on it. That bounces around. Going to be fair. Cody's got to shoot it down. Safe at first. And now you have runners at first and second. Something brewing after scoring 3 in the top of the third. They've got business going on here in the top of the fourth.
First pitch hits, too, going on in this inning.
They're going after it.
Raiders.
This is where you'd like to see one of those double plays out of the Warriors. Throw you a ground ball and roll it up here in the middle. That one lifted out to center. Courtwright's going to be there, and that will do it.
Catching that one off of that big arch, so they're the Raiders of the lost arch on that one.
No, they're not. We'll be back right after this.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Don't even know Mike. Back to action we go. Canyon Wright stands in there. His last one went over that left field wall. Place that they're saving room this year. They'd like to add a little more
signage.
A little more signage out there. Wright comes into it with 2 home runs on the season.
Right would be a good one to put on the right field wall, right next to some of the other ones.
Or in left, as the case may be.
Well, our right.
Yes, but it doesn't change the way that's the left field wall.
It.
Here's the delivery to Canyon. Takes that one outer half. And look, you got to be careful. So the last home run that Canyon hits was an inside fastball that he turns and takes out of here. You pitch him away, he can hit it over here to where we're at also. He hits the ball out to all sides of the field.
Which is where the building that he likes to hit is.
Yeah, you can hit it dead center on top of the old YMCA.
One of those initials.
And then, of course, the new batting cage that used to be the tennis courts out in right field.
As I look to the left.
That's fouled off, and Canyon just knows that he wasted a strike there by not getting that on that check swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Warrior first baseman. That one lifted to center. It's going to stay in the park, though. Center fielder camping under that one. And that's that dead air that is out here today. We had talked about would it fly a little better, but it is not flying at all. And that one just sat up there.
Almost misjudged that, the center fielder did.
Well, you remember we saw the leadoff that went to Carson that he chased down because it just was not able to get out of here.
Right. That was viewers didn't get to see that one because still getting everything set up right.
Cody Davis stands in, takes that one up high.
Or the heat had gotten to our gear at that point. That's
right.
what it was.
Right, before it had that fancy little tent structure that you have on there.
Yes.
That's right.
All my pre-engineering courses are paying off for the viewers.
That one misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Not doing much for my forehead right now, I can promise you.
Right. Well, I don't know where your hat went. That's the problem.
It's on somebody else's head.
I have to reach out to the Bank of Montgomery folks and see if they've got another one of these. Awesome. I found these at a golf tournament is where I got this. They were giving those away. So anybody that's giving these out as merchandise or paraphernalia, we'll give that. That'd be a good person to reach out to is someone at BOM here that we know that's at the park every day.
Oh.
Have to see if they got any more of these hats.
That would be nice.
Here's the delivery into Davis. It's up high, and Davis is going to head on down to first base. A lot of sunshine indeed he's walking on. Seth Cook coming to the plate. The Warrior Junior, utility player, can play just about anywhere on the field that you need him to. When he's at second base and not pitching, your infield consists of Kenyon Wright, Seth Cook, Maddox Adelise, and Luke Johnson, and I'll put those 4 against anybody around. Often going first move, and I tell you that's how you steal a base off of a left-handed pitcher. You don't wait around. You don't do anything. You go you go first move. And even if he's coming to you, you don't hesitate. You go.
You got to have some wheels under you, depending on how quick the relay is.
Yep.
But you definitely,
But, yeah, so you don't get the luxury. So when you're facing a right-handed pitcher, whichever side you're on, you're looking front foot, back foot on it. But with that lefty or he's staring right at you, you don't have that opportunity. But you're watching that foot and you're going, and no matter what he does, and that'll even cause some of these pitchers to stop in their lineup, in their windup, and if they do that, well, that's a balk.
Yeah, and that's I can only imagine a steal off of a throw over from the pitcher to still steal the base. It's got to be a little bit of frustrating for the pitcher.
It's absolutely frustrating because you can only get the ball over there so quick.
Yeah.
And you still, as a pitcher, have to do everything right. You've got to get your foot down. You've got to be going over there. You can't change because the balk is associated with where your knee is at in relation to the rubber.
Yeah.
And so if you're going home and you change your mind in the middle of it, well, that's going to be a balk. Right. If you stop, that's going to be a balk.
Yeah. And, the pitcher's probably thinking it's just a normal throwback, going to get him back to the bag.
And then next thing you know, he's gone, and you can't do anything about it.
Right.
And then not only that, it takes a good throw from the pitcher to first base over to second or your shortstop, and then a good tag.
Yeah. Or it could end out in left field and runner on third.
And so that's just good, aggressive base running. That one goes foul and into the afternoon sky. Here in that parking lot just off to the left side of the field as we're looking into it, not the home parking side.
Over there behind the visitor's dugout.
The part that they have roped off and says, do not park here, you'll get towed.
Feeling a little froggy.
That one by Seth is driven out to right field, high in the air, coming up on it, and it drops out of the glove. That's That's two of them that we've seen come out of the glove. And that's a lonely spot to be. Had the shades on, and they're having them take them off now because it does impair your judgment.
Yep.
But the sun is not affecting where he's at. Even, well, looking up, you're starting to see it off of what would be your peripheral on there. But I'm telling you, when you're out in the outfield and you drop one, that's a lonely spot to be. That young man will work on it in practice and get better on it.
And, you know, on the plus side of that for him, too, because it was such a shallow shot, the base runner didn't run from second to third. So you have runners at first and second now.
Well, and you don't get as much opportunity to work on fly balls in the sun. You see an ample amount of attention given in practice to fly balls and ground balls. But, I mean, it's difficult to simulate, okay, we're going to hit fly balls up into the sun.
How often do you want your players looking into the sun?
Right.
You know?
Warriors looking to get back on the scoring column. They lead this one 6-3, bottom 4. Squeezing that or swinging, coming around and bunting that one. Will it stay fair? And it does. And unfortunately for the Northwest guys, Adelise put that right in the perfect spot. Looked like it stopped right on the line. And so as a pitcher, all you can do is say, all right, I'm going to let this go foul. And that's your only chance to get the runner out is to get that foul. And instead doesn't do it. That is the first base hit of the day for Adelise, his first two, and he scored twice, been on base twice. Now this is the third time we're on dropped balls, and so now he has reached with an infield single on that bunt. Bases loaded for Jack Powell. Jack fouls this one back up to the press box where we used to broadcast from up there, but the gate and the fence and the net and the gate.
And the nice stairwell over there to the side.
That too.
And the air conditioning that was up there.
Of course, air conditioning is kind of and it's only going to get hotter this year, Chuck. We got to figure that out.
Yeah.
But again, most of the games are in the evening, not in the middle of the day.
This is true.
Looking for the squeeze, and that bunt is laid down but fouled. Got to be careful of that not hitting him in the box. If you bunt it and he's running out and it hits him, then he's out.
Right. That's correct. Interfering with the catcher.
Well, if the ball hits him, he's out. So it's like if they hit one and it hits one of the batters that's running, the runner is out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one lifted to left field, hit hard. Ample room to tie the gear to send the run in on the tag in, and it does. And probably not the best of head first slides that we've ever seen, but looked like a belly flop from Cody. But the effort was great, but he's going to get some good ribbing when he gets back in there about that one. He's already catching it from the coaches too.
So that scores 2, so I can actually
scored 1 run on the sac fly. So your runner from third is the only one that came around and scored and moved, just Cody Davis. So it is 7-3. Now they're going to appeal to see if he left early, but he certainly didn't. Nope, they don't do it. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Ground ball to short, bobbles it there. Everybody's going to be safe. Palmer reaches on the error. Warriors have hit a lot of ground balls right at the Raiders defenders, but they've just not been able to play good defense today. Sacks packed, 2 down. Aiden Cook stands in there, still the pitcher of record as he's on the hill for the Warriors. That one misses up high, and catcher and pitcher will take an opportunity to talk to each other, and Coach Brown will go out there and have some words with Aiden and with Carson. One thing I forgot to bring today was my water, apparently.
You can borrow some of mine. Can pour it out for you. There's a bottle here somewhere.
Standing here comes the delivery to Cook. That one's right down the pipe for the strike. Infielders are holding the runners on just a bit, especially over at first. That's creating a big gap between first and second.
Also gives a chance for the squeeze to lay a bunt down and advance runners. Not squeeze, but at least bunt one down.
Yeah, you're going to have to you'd like to have him just push something over there towards where that field umpire is and let him and put it that direction. And you normally aren't holding the runner at first on when the bases are loaded. That one fouled straight back because he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's not going to steal second or third, and he won't be off and running until there's a full count on there, which were 2-2. So I just think that's uncharacteristically leaving a big gap between first and second and an opportunity for Cook to shoot one right through there.
Maybe they're hoping the umpire will interfere with it a little bit.
Full count now. The runners will be off and going. Full count, 2 outs. So you got to make sure that the delivery is made. That's why you've got to be careful. And with that left-handed pitcher, you're not leaving too early by any means. That's where you got to be careful if you all are Palmer, not just to go first motion on this. And now the runners are off and going. He did just that, swung through, and now the runner's not going anywhere. The third strike was dropped, so they did have to go and throw down to first to get the out, but they'll leave the bases loaded in this one. They do pick up a run, 7-3 after 4, Chuck? After 5? After 4. We'll be back for the top of the 5th when we come back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Back to Grace Christian we go. Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins. We are at England Air Park. That is where Grace Christian baseball calls their home. Softball field is there on the campus on Jackson Street, Calais Circle area off for Cy.
Not as much land demanding for a softball field as it is for a baseball field.
Correct. This one is, and there's been a lot that's happened to this over the 20 years that Coach Brown has been here. Aiden Cook still on the hill. That one lifted out to center field, and there's Courtright drifting back, pedal that got him right in the chin too. We'll keep that off of him. That one came down, and I guess the sun was there, and he missed that one and caught it right off the chin of him. So they're coming out quickly to tend to him, but Courtright is hopped up, and he is doing okay. That was just
sure Show your fans and family and them.
Yeah, that he's okay, and that was just one of those. He's camped under it comfortably. Don't know if he took his eye off of that sun that's starting to just get up high that blocks that down. And I mean, that came right off. He's as sure-handed of an outfielder and an athlete as you'll find. Now Brown is out there checking to make sure where it hit him got a little bit of blood on there. So Courtright may indeed have to come out of this one, and does.
Yeah, he. If I saw the video right, whenever the ball was coming down, looked like he tried to bring his hand
right,
so the sun got in his eyes right at that last moment.
But again, it's tough as you'll find. They'll go over there and they'll try to get that bleeding stopped. And when you have the shades on too, it comes in and it hits those shades. They're getting Courtright cleaned up. And he'll come back out here to center field. There's no way that he's going to come out of the game. And he hates missing that as much as anybody does. But good to see that young man okay. We'll get a thumbs up from him here from the camera. I tried to. Yep, he's good to go. Got the shades back on, and 42 set and ready to go. Runner ends up at second base following that, and got to be thankful. He's rubbing his cheek like it hit off the cheek. A little activity going on in the bullpen now, starting to get up and loose. Standing back in is Aiden, and looks like Carson is good to go.
Base runner is on second. There we go.
Yep, and they'll flash in, and surely wouldn't get caught with it again. It has worked twice in a game before, Chuck. The play.
Yeah. I'll be ready since I have all the cameras working now, so I don't miss it this time. Or we really didn't miss it last time. But
oh, no, you're right on it. I went back and watched it as it's delayed going to our YouTube broadcast. That one ground to second base where Cook is. Only play is at first, and he's got that for the first out of the inning. So guys in the bullpen getting loose or swinging the bat. That appears to be a couple of the Warriors in there just swinging the bats, getting loose. Swung through that one, and that just shows you how brutal that sun has been. There's been 5 that I count, 5 baseballs dropped. They were in gloves or headed for gloves that dropped out. Now a couple of them dropped out that was just coming, that popped out because the sun didn't play anything on there. Good pitch by Aiden Cook. Watching Carson in between pitches, and as he walks around, you can still see that it stings a good bit. And how could it not? He's going to have those baseball stitches on him from the seams of the baseball, you can believe. Yeah. So thankful that young man is up and doing well.
But it's better to have that stitch mark than an actual stitch. So.
Right, and they seem to get it, everything good. May have just been from hitting those shades or glass or whatever it is and caused that. Swung through that one, struck out. Aiden Cook adds to his strikeout total. That is 6 on the afternoon. Shifting over to a left-handed batter, and pulls the towel out. Does Carson, wipes a little more of the blood. I think there's between sweat and blood running down. You're just not sure. See if we can still get a.
Didn't quite turn around for us there. Thought he might wave back to his family and friends and say, "I'm okay."
2 down is what I have, the strikeout and the ground out.
Yep.
Got a runner at third base. Aiden Cook seemingly getting stronger as he goes along. Had an inning where gave up a couple of the base runners, base hits, but has since settled down and is throwing the ball very well. Swung through that one. Following the mishap to start this, Aiden Cook just 1 pitch away from getting out of the 5th unscathed. And it is. That strike is going to be there looking. Put that K in the book and put it backwards. 3 up, 3 down following the error to start things off. But after 4.5, the Warriors clinging to that 7-3 lead. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th right after this.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a Warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
I got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks. And then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Here we go back out to England Air Park, home of the Grace Christian Warriors. Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins, and the Warriors seemingly in command of this one behind the arm of Aiden Cook, who is on the hill, is through 5, has allowed 3 runs. All of those came in 1 inning. Strikeouts on the day, 7 strikeouts that he has gotten. So he's going through the lineup pretty well. And boy, you see this happen more often than anything. Something happens out in the field, and that man comes up and bats. So Carson Courtright, show everybody back home that he's doing fine. He's going to stand in there and hit for the Warriors to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th.
You know what I'd love to see right here, Doug?
11 runs.
6-run inning.
6-run inning. Yep, get to 10 after 5.
Yep.
And the Warriors, we've seen them do that a lot of times throughout the years. Glad to see I knew where you were going with that.
Wow, great minds think alike, huh?
Look at us on the same page. Who knew? That one misses. And you get into the later innings of these, and you get out of the pitcher that's been doing well. If the Warriors can chase this young man off the mound, then there's a good chance they'll amass those runs, because they do score runs in bunches. Yeah, I got a reprieve today. There'll be no Red River Athletic Conference basketball for me tonight. So for the first night in, gosh, because Mardi Gras was last weekend, wasn't it? So going all the way back to Taste of Mardi Gras and the game before then, this will be the first time in about 2 weeks that I've had an evening with the missus that's not involved baseball or an event or anything like that.
You'll have a little bit of family time also, right?
We do. We have a wedding shower for the youngest tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow afternoon. So, yeah, the youngest that stopped by and visited with us yesterday, Noah, is getting married.
Got a balk out of that, I believe.
Well, no, just a walk there. They're putting him on there.
Because the umpire went out and talked to the pitcher, so that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I'll have to. We'll have to ask Brown about what that is, but I don't know. Yeah, he's not gonna balk.
I say he did.
The balk is defined as something that's designed to deceive the runner, and that's what you'll see that. And when there's nobody on base, but now they're calling time and they're going to go visit with him. Looks like they're going, and this is what we talked about, getting that young man off of the mound and having to bring it in. But he has thrown a heck of a game, holding these Warriors through 5 to just 7 runs. Let's take a break, Chuck, with them while they make this pitching change. We'll do that. It'll be about a minute and a half, 1 or 2 minutes, and we'll be back right after this for Grace Christian Baseball.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pine.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back. The right fielder has come in to pitch. That is Cameron, as he's listed on the roster, number 10. And he'll face Luke Johnson. Luke Johnson will turn around and bat from his more natural left side. Stay tuned for the post-game interview with Coach Josh Brown. We'll talk to him about his weekend set, the first week, and we'll go see what he's got his plans coming up for next week. Looks like the Royals will start this season off 3-1. Sit at 2-1 right now. Luke squaring around, but don't believe he'll be bunting. Nope, just getting in the way of the pitcher to get Carson down to first. And Carson Courtwright showing no ill effects from that earlier ball hitting him in the outfield. Not Bob Euchering that. I'm not. Chuck, everybody watching at home they channel that in there.
You sold it. Now you got to deliver.
No, I'm not.
Everybody knows.
Oh, they do.
No, they don't.
The great Major League announcer there, the movie Major League. He was a catcher in the Major Leagues. Wasn't a very good hitter at all, but they brought him in because he could catch the knuckleball. Did you know that, Chuck?
That is, no, I did not know that fact about him.
Yep. That was the joke on it, that he couldn't hit at all, but because he could catch the knuckleball, he would catch when it was just time for his pitcher to throw that. Courtwright down at third base now. That one misses away as well. That's what I told you. The only problem with running out of arms and not throwing a lot of strikes, these Warriors will be very, very patient. And I've seen them walk around 4 or 5 runs before they're swinging. That's just all you can do with it.
Yeah.
But it's been a long tournament for Northwest, too. They don't have the arms that the Warriors do.
Yeah, they were supposed to play another team that had to exit out, I think, due to playoffs.
Right.
That St. Joseph team.
But it's good experience for these guys. You look at the batting stance of Kenyon, it's just he owns the batter's box. That one in there, called for a strike up high. This is where the strike zone gets expanded a little bit as well. It's that big leg kick for Kenyon get a little more exaggerated because it's not a high-speed pitcher that's on the heel. And so he leaves that leg up to adjust his timing is what it is. It's a timing mechanism. That one goes up high. You see he leaves it just a little longer up in the air.
Yep.
What he's wanting to do is get that foot down and planted about the time it is to get those hips and that bat coming through.
Yep. Plant it and then turn it. Loud fire truck passing by. You hear the noise there. FD2 it says.
That one the same spot as the last strike and called a strike. 2-ball, 2-strike count to right.
Got to be careful not to get called looking.
Well, I got to believe after seeing 2 of them up high, he'll be hacking at it, and that may be to his detriment. Ropes that one down the line, but foul. Well, it was close to being foul. It looks like it hit the line, but it's right over the base is where it goes. We saw Seth Cook take advantage of every bit of the field last night as he hit one that hit the bag at first base.
Oh, he did. That's right. And it bounced out towards that fence.
They'll do the 2-2 count, 2 foul balls. That one bounces around and going nowhere very wisely. Again, not wanting to run yourself out of an inning when you've got everything going your way. Full count now for Kenyon. Runners will not be off. Nobody on first base. Kenyon stands in, having already homered on the afternoon and just missed one after that as he flew out to deep center field on what would have been the warning track had there been one here.
Yes, no doubt.
Here's the delivery now. And that one lifted. See you later. Wow. Goodbye. Top of the building. How about that? Number 2, Kenyon Wright.
Might have actually got to see that one bounce off the top of the building.
Home run number 3 on the season. 3 RBIs for Kenyon. And that one, you see the difference in the one he hit there versus the one he hit earlier. That one was out on a shot up on the building here behind dead center field. 3-run bomb, Kenyon Wright, and that's 3 of those 6 runs, Chuck, that you talked about on one swing of the bat.
One swing.
Home run number 2 of the game, home run number 3 of the season early on through 3 games. season home run record held by Jacob Harrison. That's that number 20 that you see hanging on the outfield wall just to the left of the Andrew Powell sign. Jacob Harrison played back into, and that one misses outside. You know, that's the problem. You miss around. You try to get one over the strike zone to get the strikeout perhaps, and you throw it in the wheelhouse of one of the best hitters in the state. There we go. Pitcher standing up there. As anybody I've seen throw this week.
Absolutely, and he's only been pitching since the summertime, so
Right.
It's been a work in progress. But one thing about him, he pounds the zone. He does not walk people. I don't even know if he had a walk. He might have one. I don't know.
He had one that I saw in, let's see, we had a hit by pitch. I think well, anyway, our internet got messed up. Everything got kind of sideways out here today, and it was a fiasco. This heat that's out here plays tricks on a lot of things.
No doubt. It doesn't feel like February for sure.
Well, no, and it goes back to the number of drop balls that were out there, too, culminating in one with Carson Courtright that it looked like that one came in and the sun got him right at the end, maybe hit his glasses or something. Tell me about Carson.
Yeah, he's okay. He's going to have a little probably black eye tomorrow, but he was more upset about not catching the baseball. You know, he just said, Coach, I saw it, and then right there at the last minute, got in the sun, and I lost it, hit him right in the face. But he's a Bulldog. He's okay.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Look, I'm telling you, coming into this season, we had talked that we needed that dirtbag style of player to step up. He's taking his place there. The work that Maddox has done, you know, Maddox dropped that one. And you see a lot of kids just go off, and they're going, he was truly aggravated himself that that ball was dropped, that he wasn't able to get the one at shortstop.
Correct, and he was aggravated. I mean, we pride ourselves in defense. They were both aggravated about that, you know, and I said, hey, stuff happens. We hadn't played a lot of 11 o'clock games here.
Right.
And maybe we won't play anymore after today, but, you know, it happens. But I think it's a good test because if you ever go on the road, you got to be able to handle those kind of things.
Well, and Chuck and I talked about it. You know, anytime you watch any practice that a coach puts on, you have countless fly ball drills and things that you do, but it's not often that you can practice a fly ball drill guarding the sun. And
Correct.
It's difficult because you saw the shortstop from Northwest who was taking his hat off and doing it, and that's very unorthodox. I mean, you're taught use the glove to shield the sun and come
Correct.
up and grab it from there, but when do you have time to teach stuff like that?
You know, you're right about that, and most days we haven't had a lot of clear days lately, and so you're right, absolutely right about that. It's just something, you know, I think happening in a game situation is good for us, and I think we'll learn from it and get better, you know. And I felt like, you know, the Cook kid, he threw really well. You don't make those errors there, he probably doesn't give up a run today. But I was pleased with his effort. He threw the ball, and he's going to give us that every night.
Well, and how much of it, too, is you had a big ball game Thursday night that ran long. Friday night you had another long game. You wake up Saturday morning where most kids are watching some cartoons and eating cereal, and they're out here playing a ball game.
Absolutely. We're, you know, feeding off adrenaline. Just got to keep playing, and you know, that's a little bit of it. The only thing we wanted to do that we didn't get to do today was throw Cody Davis. We wanted to get him an inning work. Didn't work out. We'll take the 10-run victory. And like I told Cody, I said, hey, we got 4 games next week. I promise you'll be out there at some point. And he's our closer, so we wanted to get him a little rep. We thought he might come in last night, but I was glad to save him today just because Maddox needed a rest.
Right.
So.
We explained to a lot of people on the broadcast, too, that when you're stealing the base at the end of it after the home run, I said, look, for those of you that are saying, hey, what are they doing still running bases, anytime you get the opportunity to end a game, you end the game no matter what.
Yeah, and our rule is this, you know, if we're up 14-0, 12-0, we're probably not stealing bags anymore.
That's correct.
But we want to get to the 10-run. We got to save arms. I mean, that's part of the game.
That's
and,
right.
Anybody else, I would respect for doing that too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you get to that 10 runs, and after that, pull it back and do your thing. And that's what I tried to express to people there.
I got one question with talking about Cameron and that home run crush he did up here. What do you do about collecting a home run ball that's on top of the building up here? Do you have a ladder that gets up there?
We have to get a ladder and a truck.
Oh, I didn't know if you had a box of reserves for rooftop home runs here. This one's yours now.
Yeah, we have to get a ladder and put it in the back of a truck and get up there. That's the only way we can get it.
So if everyone ever reaches the 3rd level, is it just lost?
It's just lost. No, you know, Jimmy Miller and Jacob Harrison's got a few up there.
Wow.
You know, we talked about Jacob Harrison on there. We see his 20 that is out on the outfield wall. Jimmy's is where I think Jacob still holds a single-season home run record that's out
Correct.
here, and it's at 20.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Single season is at 20, yes. All-American 2014.
Your sophomore's at 3 through 3 games, Coach, and he just he narrowly missed one out here to center field back in the second inning. What can't he do?
I mean, he's a player for us, you know, and he's a humble kid. You know, he's just he's a dirtbag, and he's becoming a leader, too. And the sky's the limit for that kid. I mean, I'm getting letters already 2 weeks ago from Bryant University, Division I in the Northeast Conference is interested in him. Again, I mean, he's a great kid, and I think he's only going to continue to get better.
We looked at your infield at one point, and you had Canyon at first base, Seth at second, Adelise at shortstop, and Luke over at third base. And I would look around the state and have trouble finding a better infield than that.
That's a solid group, man, and I said when we get some outfielders back healthy, our line we're only going to get better, and and we're going to be deeper, and again those 4 right there, man, I'll go to war with them any day of the week.
Indeed, and not to mention back behind the dish and Cody Davis, who makes a big difference out there as well. So
absolutely,
you guys go 3-1 on the season. Congratulations!
Appreciate
back
it.
home this coming Tuesday, I believe.
Correct.
Tuesday night, and that is against
Lake Charles College Prep.
Lake Charles College Prep. That's right. We saw that, and that is a 5 o'clock start.
5 o'clock start.
Boy, you make it tough to get out here for those.
We may make it 5:30. If we do JV, we're probably going to move varsity to 6 o'clock. To be honest with you,
Chuck gets out of school at 2:30. He'll be fine. Coach, thank you for this. We appreciate a very successful Louisiana Prep Classic out here. A lot of baseball between here and Ash over the last 3 days. So kudos to a well put on event.
I appreciate you guys.
There you go, head coach Josh Brown wrapping things up. That's going to do it here from Grace Christian. The Warriors climbed to 3-1. And look, through the season, look what they've worked on. They've worked on getting his shuttle out here to him. So there you have it. That'll wrap things up from Grace Christian. Again, we'll have all of this uploaded for you before the evening is done. Warriors win this one 13-3. For Chuck Perkins, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.